Do you like the background? It's pretty cool. What's up? Welcome back to Sean iMac. Today, we're talking about Golden Kamuy. Now, what's Golden Kamuy? I hear you scream. You probably don't. You probably already know what it is, but if you don't, then it's fantastic. So, Golden Kamuy is a series set in about 1904. It takes place just after the Russo-Japanese War, and it follows a character named Sugimoto, Saichi Sugimoto, I think. He's dubbed the Immortal, as he has been through a lot that people would consider, he'd normally die. He's been through so much that people have actually started calling him Immortal, because he's been through so many situations that people would just usually die in and get killed, and he believes this in his mind. He's immortal, so he can do anything. Now, what happens after the war is the interesting bit. One day he's fishing, not fishing, but like, you've got like the sifting, that's it, sifting for gold in like a river bed, because supposedly there was a truck ton of gold that was dumped, somewhere that is believed to be an amount that you would never need to work again. You could live a life of absolute luxury beyond your wildest imagination if you happen to find this gold. But of course it's just a rumour, or is it? So one day when he's sifting for gold, an old drunken man comes past and starts telling him a story of how there's a load of prisoners in this one prison, and there was a big group of people that hoarded this gold all together, and one of them turned and killed the lot and took the gold. He hid it and then was captured and put into prison, and a load of prisoners in there with him hold the key to finding this treasure, as he's tattooed them all with parts of a map on their backs. And when you have all those prisoners together, then it will show you how to get to the gold. Effectively, the prisoners form one big map. Now, the premise alone was what drew me to it. Like, the era's pretty cool. It's like what would be Victorian era for England. It's, a time of war in Japan. It's a time of prosperity where they've got a big, fishing industry. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of tensions with the Russians, which you see later on, in terms of characters being, not happy with the Russians and demanding that they owe Japan money. So I was immediately drawn to the concept of, searching for gold in that sort of time period, and then all of a sudden there's a load of prisoners that their backs make up the map. I was sold, completely sold. So that's all I'm going to say about the story, because saying any more than that is a spoiler, and I feel like even that in itself is a spoiler, but that's kind of what got me into it. So I hope if you're into that kind of time period, then or that concept sounds cool to you, then I hope you enjoy it as well. But no, I think this series is absolutely fantastic. I haven't really had a chance to read anything much lately because I've been so damn busy, but this is the one I'm going to carry on. I don't know if you can see it, but it's up here. I don't know if the camera is going to show you that, but it's up here. I'm about to start volume 6. It's fantastic so far. I'm absolutely loving it. It's got history, pretty good history. It's got a load of like survival and hunting techniques that are pretty like informative. It's also got a lot of cooking, which wasn't something I was expecting going into this, but it's got really detailed cooking of one of the characters in it is like, sort of native. I'm not sure where she's from. She's like a native Japanese person, I think. Don't quote me on that. But she has a lot of recipes that are using like, either raw parts of an animal or a certain way to cook an animal, or use an animal that, we wouldn't normally think to use. They don't use, they don't like to waste the animal by eating, the brain, the eye, all the stuff that anyone else would find repulsive. There's also a lot of cool combat. It's very violent, very gory. It's got bear attacks that make the one in The Revenant look like it's from a kid's film. And it's also got a lot of ridiculously muscular men. So if you like your JoJo, it's right up your street. Except for it's not, because I don't have stands or anything like that. It's just muscular men, so whatever. So far, I don't have a damn bad thing to say about this series. It's absolutely fantastic. It's completely gripping. There's so much information. It's not just they're searching for these prisoners. There's so much information, cooking, survival, about the war, about the history, about the time period. There's so much. It's like I'm so knowledgeable about 1904 Japan now. So yeah, I'd absolutely recommend reading Golden Kamuy, especially if you are interested in either the time period, like historical sort of accuracy, or you know, historical references to that time period, or you know, if you're into your guns from that time period, or you're into your wars, then you know, I think it's definitely going to be a series that you will enjoy. So 100% recommend Golden Kamuy. Give it a read. If you have read it or you're going to read it, let me know what you think. Remember to like, give me a sub, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. I do some streams. You can click on all that down below. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. I've got a lot of spooky stuff planned for October. I'm really excited to get to October because I have a lot I want to do. I've been binge reading a load of spooky stuff. Spoiler alert. But there's a lot of cool stuff that I've got planned, and I hope that I can make it all come to life. Other than that, thank you for your support. I will catch you in the next one. Sean O'Mac, out.